Hey guys, today's makeup look is on this look that I am wearing right here. I used the Anastasia Sultry palette for this look today. I am obsessed with this makeup look. I did do a more rounded shape to it so that it is a little bit more wearable for day to day, and I'm just absolutely obsessed. It's a gorgeous kind of classic silver and black smoky eye that is very easy to achieve. It's not super crazy or anything like that. So anyone can do this look. Some things might take just a little bit of practice if you are a beginner, but for the most part it is super easy to achieve. So please like and subscribe before you leave this video, and if you would like to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Sultry palette, and we're starting off with the shade Birch, which is this one right here. And I'm going to take that on my Morphe x Jaclyn Hill, the JH32 brush. So it's a nice big fluffy brush, and we're going to start this in the upper crease area, but not too high because it's not, unless you have a deeper skin tone, it's not going to be light enough as like a true transition shade. So I start it kind of right in the crease, and then because it's a big fluffy brush, it's going to disperse it pretty wide, as you can see. And then I'll go in with circular motions to just kind of buff that all over the place afterward. Alright, next we're going to go in with the shade Slate, which is this gray that is right here. And I'm going to be taking that on the Morphe x Jaclyn Hill, the JH33 brush, which is a smaller brush. It kind of looks very similar to the Morphe M433. And I'm going to take this shade and I'm going to start by packing it on right out here on the outer half and then into the crease. Okay, just like that. So we're going to repeat that exact same thing on the other eye. So again, just packing it on out here and then blending into the crease. Oh, hold on, I have a piece of hair on my face. Alright, I needed just a little bit more product. So again, packing it on out here and then dragging it into the crease. And then I also just use this exact same brush to just blend that out. And I use both windshield wiper motions and circular motions and just kind of buff it almost all over the place. I mean, making sure not to go too high, but I am not too worried about the lid. I do try to keep like this inner part a little more blank, but if you do get some shadow on there, it is no big deal. So then we're going to go in with the shade Dystopian, which is this deep brown right there. And I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe brush, the JH37, which looks like this. It's a short, fat, rounded brush. Like, it's not really a dome shape, so it's really good at packing on product. So I'm going to take this and start real low right out here. And I do not have a lot of product, as you can see. I want to build it up. So I'm starting with just kind of packing. And I'm going to go and pack right out here on the outer part and then lightly into the crease. So I'll pick up just a little bit more and lightly pack it on some more. making sure not to take it too high into that crease area when packing it on. Alright, so then I'm going to take that JH33 brush again that I was using and just start blending that shade out. And what I've noticed with that dystopian shade is when I mix it with having the slate on first is it looks more of a deep gray versus brown, which actually works for this look because it is a cool tone look. So I have yet to play around with it with warmer shades and see if it comes off more brown, but when you use it with a gray, it looks more gray. So, alright, so there's kind of what we're working with. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So just packing it on real low down in here, and then lightly bring it into the crease. And just on this outer part, we want to be able to work it in with the blending versus initially. Because if we bring it all in initially, it's going to get too dark and too much to work with. So it's easier to work a little bit at a time. Alright, so then I'm going to use that exact same brush, just wiping it off, and I'm going to go in with Noir, which is the black right here in this palette. So putting just a little bit of that on my brush and tapping off the excess, and then we're going to start real low and just lightly pack it on. And with black especially, start off with little and build up, because starting off with too much black can destroy your entire look. So make sure to start off with a little bit and then just lightly build up. So I've got that applied. I'm going to build up just a little bit more in this outer region, just right out here, just like so. And then I like to kind of pack it, and then I like to take it and do small circular motions. So I've got that applied, and then I'm going to take my JH33 brush again and then just lightly work on blending that out. And you do kind of see where I don't have it so blended in the crease, and I will show you where we are going to work with that. So don't worry about that if it's not super blended. I mean, you want to make sure it's not a super harsh line, but don't be scared that it's not totally blended out yet, because black is a hard color to work with. It definitely is, and you have to take your time with it. So we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, just a little bit of that black shadow. I'm packing it on real low. Alright, and then again the same thing, I'm going to pack just a little bit more on this outer part right out here. And then slight circular motions. Alright, and then now that I have that applied, we're going to go back in with that JH33 brush, and like I said, just start blending that out. And then to help further blend this out, I'm going to take a JH31 brush, which is similar to the first brush that we went in with, but it's a little bit shorter and not quite as fluffy. And we're going to go in with the shade Twig, which is this one right there. It's more of a cool toned brown. So we're going to pick up a little bit of that. Alright, tapped off the excess, and then we're going to start right at where that dark shadow is, and with a light hand, apply this right up in here, just to help blend everything out. So you can already see what a difference that makes. So then I'm going to wipe off that brush, and go back in with a light hand. So keeping your hand further down on the brush will help you to use a more of a light hand. And then I'm using circular motions just to help blend that out. And there you go. You can see the difference between this eye and this eye. It just brings it all together. Alright, so again, starting right up here where that dark shadow ends and applying that shade. Alright, and then wiping off that brush and going in with more circular motions to just help blend that out. And then what I like to do lastly is I take that JH32 brush that we started off with in a light hand and just kind of buff over all of the edges just to make sure that everything is nice and blended out. Alright, and then lastly for the lid, I'm going to grab my Morphe M421. It's just a real small flat brush. And we're going to take the shade Cyborg, which is this beautiful silver right there. And we are going to pack this on the inner half of the lid. And I start off little by little with the shade because otherwise you will get like glitter flecks all on your foundation. So if you did not do your foundation first, you don't have to worry about doing a little bit at a time. But since I did, I am being a little more conscious of that I don't want it to all fall down on my foundation. And then I'm just lightly blending it to that black, as you can see. So I kind of wipe off that brush and then just lightly feather that out. Okay, I feel like this eye right out here actually needs just a little bit more of that twig shade. Just right there. There we go. That twig just really helps to blend out that black. So if you have anywhere that you feel like it is not blended out right, take that and that will really, really help. Alright, so now moving on to the lower lash line, I'm going to take the shade Slate, which is that gray that we were working with, and I'm using a Makeup Geek pencil brush. And just starting at the outer corner and working my way in. Alright, then going in with that Dystopian shade, which is this one right here. Oh my God. Alright, and then taking just a teeny bit of Noir, I'm going to use this on that same pencil brush, but just on the outer little third of the eye, just to deepen it up just a little bit, but not too much. I made splotchiness right there. Alright, so just fixing where I screwed up. Alright, now to help just further blend that out, I'm going to take the JH40 brush, which is this teeny tiny fluffy brush, and with no product on it at all, I'm just going to buff over the edges of this lower lash line just to help blend it out and make sure it's nice and seamless. I'm going to use the shade Pearl, which is this one right here, with the JH42 brush to highlight the inner corner of the eye. You guys, this is seriously my new favorite highlighting brush for the eyes. Gotta specify. It's perfect. What I was using before was like a little lip brush. So this makes this perfect. It's just the right size to get in and highlight the inner corner, the brow bone. It's just perfect. Alright, I applied my mascara and lashes off camera. The lashes that I applied today are the Velour Strip Down Lashes. So here is the finished makeup look. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye!